Alright, so my name is Tyler, and today we're going to do a little review on the Klipsch R-41PM bookshelf speakers right here. I bought these speakers about a year ago, well, maybe about 9 months ago I'd say, and I got them as computer speakers, so I have them right above my monitors right here. And yeah, we're going to do a short review on these speakers. I have the right speaker down here so that I can show you the speaker and the ports on the back, and I have the other speaker mounted up there. I'm not going to get that one down because that one it's the same as this speaker, just without all the ports on the back. So yeah, let's first take a look at all of the ports on the back and all the ways that you can connect it to different devices. So you got this USB port right here, which you can use to connect it to your computer. This optical port right here to connect it to a TV. This is a subwoofer out right here in case you wanted to add a subwoofer, which we'll talk about that more in just a minute. You have an aux input right here if you want to connect it to your phone or connect it to a switch or something like that using the aux cable. And then we have the switch right here, which can switch these RCA inputs from line in to phono in case you wanted to use a turntable with these. And that's about it. We have the volume knob up here, which you can also push in to change the input. And then we have your power port down here along with your standoffs here to connect your left speaker. And then we do have the bass reflex port on the back here too. And that is all the ports that are on the back. And do keep in mind, it does come with a power cable obviously, and it also does come with, I think it's 10 feet of speaker wire to connect this speaker to the other speaker, because the amplifier for both of these two speakers are in this speaker, the right speaker. And then you just run the speaker wire from these standoffs to the standoffs that are in the back of the left speaker. Then on top of all those inputs, you can also use Bluetooth to connect these to your phone or your computer, or anything that you can connect a Bluetooth device to, you can connect to these. And then it also came with this remote right here, which we'll talk about right now. Now with this remote, you can, come on, focus up. There we go. You can turn the LED off that's on the front of the speakers, which is this LED right here. It's not on, but there's an LED light right here that you can turn off if you want with this button right here. And you have volume up, volume down, mute, and then you can use this to turn the subwoofer or bass down if you're using a subwoofer, which we'll once again talk about in just a minute. Or you can turn the bass up with this button right here, and then you can play, pause, switch to Bluetooth, and there you can switch to your different inputs right here, which is aux, USB, optical, and phono. So yeah, these speakers are extremely versatile in terms of what you can connect them to. You don't need a AV receiver with these speakers since everything is built in to the right speaker, which includes your DAC, your amp for both speakers. So you don't need a receiver. You can connect them to pretty much anything you want: a TV, switch, phone, computer. I don't know what else you would connect it to, but you can connect it to pretty much anything. And do keep in mind, these don't have a FM radio built in. I did have that question when I first bought these, and they don't. But you can use a FM radio app on your phone and just connect your phone to them, and then you can get radio anywhere you're at. So yeah, now let's talk about how these speakers sound, because that's where it kind of gets interesting, because the highs and mids are just extremely good. The highs are crystal clear. They're not too harsh, not too loud. You can turn it up really loud and it doesn't get it doesn't hurt your ears too much with the high frequencies. And the mids are just so clear, so warm. They're not recessed, they're not too quiet, and they're also not too warm or not too loud. It's just perfect. But the bass is kind of where the speaker falls off, right? So these speakers get down to about 70 hertz, which is pretty low considering it's just a 4-inch driver in the front here doing all the work for the bass. But you are definitely going to want a subwoofer with these speakers because they do not have any sub bass at all. Okay, when it hits 70 hertz, it falls off, or when they hit about 65 hertz, it really falls off quickly, and there's pretty much no bass after that. So definitely make sure you get a subwoofer with these speakers, and just keep in mind it does have to be a powered subwoofer. The amplifier for the subwoofer would not be in here. It's just the subwoofer pre-out, just sending the signal to the subwoofer. And you can get any subwoofer you want. It can be an 8-inch subwoofer, 6-inch subwoofer, 10-inch, 12-inch, 15-inch if you really want to go crazy, you know. It can be any subwoofer you want, just as long as it's powered. And also the subwoofer does not have to be Klipsch. It can be any one you want. Personally, I would recommend a Yamo C910 10-inch subwoofer. I have that subwoofer right over there from my home cinema, and it is really, really nice. But if you don't get a subwoofer, just keep in mind the bass is there. It's punchy bass. There's some kick to it, but there's not the low end to support the kick. You know what I'm saying? Overall, though, they do sound very good. Like I said, the highs and mids are just perfect on these speakers, and they get very loud. If you're curious how loud they get very, very loud. But I will do a short sound sample here for them. I'm going to use the microphone that I'm currently recording on and just point it at these speakers and see, so you can see how they sound. Now for that sound test, I didn't have a subwoofer plugged in, although I do have a subwoofer for them, but this is a review for these speakers, not a subwoofer with them. So, but overall, I am extremely pleased with these speakers. I love them. They work perfectly for my use case, and I'm sure they would work perfectly as like TV speakers, garage sound system, anything like that. And yeah, I appreciate you watching all the way through this. I hope this video was helpful for you, and yeah, take it easy.